That's a good segue though. I was speaking about Skepta. So Wireless have announced their lineup.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace Park. The South remembers. We're bringing it back to the ends. As I said a few weeks ago.
Was it ever there to bring it back?
I was gonna say, was it ever there?
It wasn't there.
You're stepping all over a good moment for us in South London. I don't know what you're on today, bro. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Friend or foe, state your business, bro.
Man said it's coming back, and I'm like, was it ever there?
Yeah, man.
Fam, just
Nah, it started in Hyde Park B.
Thanks.
Just saying, cuz. Remember where you been?
Thanks for having me.
One of your best wireless was there, man. Don't try it.
Yeah. One of the best. One of the best ones definitely Hyde Park. Had amazing singing, "Love in the Crew in the Rain" and that. It was amazing. But yeah, so
Women on your
Wireless is coming to South London for the first time.
Man, putting the Blue Peter voice.
Have you got your badge?
It's ironic because I'm no longer interested in wireless.
Yeah, they're already in it. And they put out their lineup, and there's like 4 women on there.
Well, that's it.
So if I'm right, you got Tiffany Calver and friends. So Tiffany's on you. You got to bring through the babes. Shabo, am I right or wrong? Ivorian.
I'll pull out.
Yeah, who cares about facts?
Yeah. So obviously, Wireless spans over the weekend from Friday to Sunday. Headliners from Friday to Sunday. So on Friday, the 10th of September, Future. Saturday, the 11th of September, Skepta. And Sunday, the 12th of September, is headlined by The Migos. So, if I'm correct, Ivorian Doe, Tiffany Calver and Friends, that's on Friday. Then you've got Darko on Saturday with, there's no other woman as of yet on that timeline, or that lineup, sorry. And then you've got Meg Thee Stallion, and I believe that's it.
Okay. And there's what, like 40 plus Donnies on there.
Yeah, so this isn't the final lineup. I think this is just some of the main acts that are going to be there.
They do
hosted by
they
do add later, but they're trying to sell tickets at the moment, and they're just going to.
So you're saying the women's not selling tickets?
No, but we get the kind of festival that Wireless is now.
Really setting them up.
No.
I like that because he just hit with a Mayweather shoulder. I said, what?
Yeah. All I'm saying is that Wireless has been intentional with this lineup, and it clearly isn't catering to singers in general, let alone women, because they're all rappers on here.
Okay. What, women can't rap?
But let's think. All right, cool. So let's ring out the names of the
I'm sorry, bro. Stop trying to stay composed, man.
What do you want me to do? Scream? I don't understand what you want me to do.
Because me and H are just being silly for no reason.
Let's have the conversation. Like, obviously.
Okay, but you said they're being intentional. How do you know that?
Hold on.
He's had enough of us.
This is my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact.
No, I'm with you. But I'm saying, how do you know they're being intentional when you say
they're being intentional by the kind of acts that they are? It's very rap drill focused.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? With the artists that they've given me on this thing. Yeah. So you guys are asking about women who can rap. Yeah. Let's rule out the US for a second and focus on the women here. What would let's say, give me a name.
Lady Leisha.
Okay, what would she perform? What are the hits? She
got stuff. Lady Leisha can perform. She's done.
Did you hear the name of the song?
This is it. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Yeah.
So you say she wouldn't merit being on stage, even though like you can have the point. I didn't have an example straight away. You have that 1-0, but she doesn't have. You don't feel like she doesn't merit being there.
Wait, hang on. I'm not saying that she doesn't merit being there. I'm saying that in the first lineup that they're gonna bring out, that they're gonna release, it's a specific set of artists, who are the hottest right now, who are guaranteed to make this festival sell, right? The
only asterisk there is the hottest right now. There's people on I don't feel like they're hottest right now. Like Migos aren't like they're hottest.
And have a certified catalogue. Let me add that in there.
Yeah, if you add that, then I'll move you
because the catalogue is also what, you know, you've got people like Ross on there, who's not necessarily hot at the moment,
not
but his catalogue is strong enough to be like, oh,
wait, Ross is on there.
Huh?
Ross is on there.
Yeah. In a small font, alongside everyone else who isn't the headliner, but they're still on there.
Who's Ross next to?
Young Thug and Pounds. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I think that with Wireless,
I'm with you, but Pounds for me, for the stuff you stated, for me, he doesn't tick those boxes for hits, bums on seats, selling tickets. There's people on there. I'm just
but this is why I'm saying, like, it's UK rap drill led of a lot of the young guys that are out there, and I don't think that this is the fight. What everyone is saying, I hear it, but I don't think this is the necessary fight for a festival like Wireless.
You know,
unfortunately, we don't have a Lovebox anymore, which I think that with a lot of people that I've been mentioning, should be on there, because I would love to see more like R&B acts.
Yeah. And it's not just a woman, it's like just more diverse. So what you're saying, I'm with you, but to shoot them some bell, we also don't know who's potentially could be added later to what you're saying already.
Yeah.
And also who may have turned it down. Because even Miss Banks, she came out, I was just, as you was talking, I looked for her tweet. I remember her tweeting earlier. She said, a lot of things go into these lineups, but one thing I will say is sometimes promoters don't offer a lot of females what they're worth, and they end up turning down slots. It's all the same problem, but you get my gist. So it's like, you know, like when you go to play in the park, my man takes his ball and goes home. It's that kind of vibe where, like, this is not the first time we've had this complaint about not enough women at Wireless. So maybe some of them just not even on doing it anyway. And if you don't value me or you don't see me, it's like, so there's no point in getting them in there and then having them like the smallest font at the bottom, or they're on there at like performing at 2:00.
Yeah,
like some people aren't just happy for the opportunity. They might not mind doing the other festivals or waiting to build themselves up to the point where like they are on at a better time and get a better slot, more money. So if you don't value me, why should I come?
And Wireless has built a reputation to become this big, the big festival that it is.
It's a very
urban festival that it is.
Remember that time when there was that video of everyone busting the fucking...
Yeah. And I went to
gates open.
I went to Wireless my first Wireless was in 2008, and Jay-Z was the headliner, and the lineup was very diverse. I'm talking like Hot Chip, Moloko, Mark Ronson, that you wouldn't get in Wireless over the past 8 years.
But to be fair, the scape of music isn't as diverse.
No, because festivals at that time was very band based, right? So as popularity increased and the scene had just got bigger, and the demand for rappers from the US to come over and do these festivals became higher, this is when the direction changed. They were like, hold on, let's do this. After the whole Jay-Z thing, the following year was Kanye West, and then Jay again, and then that's when you started to see the Drakes and the J. Coles come through. And for a while it was very American artist led. Now you're starting to see a lot more UK artists on the bill, which is great
as well. Remember Culture Clash. So like ASAP Mob is now linked up, so like you start seeing the Skepta connections with the Americans, and you start realizing, hold on, we've got something here and we want to start celebrating our people. And then obviously Drake has come over, so all those things help, and then like we can have a point when our Skepta's a headliner, when years ago he'd have been someone that if he was there would have been an earlier slot, and it would maybe have been
Skepta.
It would have been a 10, bro. It would have been a 10.
There's people like Simba who's on the bill, and J1, Zai, like not a discredit to them, but a few years ago they never would have made this bill.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. So it is when we present it, there's some good things happening where like the young guys who Simba, the J1s, they've had popping songs, even though maybe not all our audience and our age people know that, but like the younger lot, they can now, don't have to wait, they can go and get a Wireless.
Because I was going to Wireless early doors, and when they started introducing like a lot of the UK urban acts, you're starting to see the Tiny Tempers and Angel, and you know, I even saw Sasha Keeble at one Wireless, like, crazy. But very early on in the day, where not many people are there. It's not going to be at its capacity until a certain time where, you know, the bigger artists start to hit the main stage. So I see Mahalia's tweets about it, and she had her say on it. But I can guarantee you, like, she said, like, it's a sausage fest, basically.
Yeah. Sausage surprise.
Yeah. And I don't know if she's referring to her, because in regards to her, regardless of how amazing she is, I can guarantee you that 90% of the current wireless audience won't bat an eyelid at Mahalia.
But I think the good thing about the festivals coming up though was that
Lovebox would have been better suited for those type of artists.
There was time when like you could go wireless and get some variety a little bit. That's one thing I don't want it to just be, even though I love our guys doing their thing and popping and winning, I do like the fact that like I can go over here and hear this, which is a bit left, and I can go and see Snoop Dogg main stage, or like I do like that. I do like that everyone can be in that kind of, not exactly the same space, but all on this bill over these 3 days. But we can see a variety of music, innit?
Yeah.
And she is within our scene and worked with artists. So like she's someone that maybe could come out on a set or whatever. So I don't think like someone like her. Even I hear you a little bit. The guys that like Drew aren't going to go and see Mahalia. I hear you, but I do feel like if she was at Wireless, people would go and see her. I think she'd work in a tent personally.
She could do, but I'm just saying like that wasn't the focal of being placed on the first bill of Wireless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because
so do you feel a little bit premature then with
I think just in the midst of the lineup that I'm currently seeing, Mahalia on there will throw me off.
Okay.
I like her
it just wouldn't make sense. I'm not saying that she's a terrible artist.
No, I'm with you.
I just feel that like
with what
we really need to I think that we need to kind of like, if we want variety, we need to move away from what Wireless are trying to do. This is what I feel like this is what they are trying to do. They're trying to aim for the more popular genres, because we've been having this argument about outside of a particular sound, they're neglecting a certain space for UK artists that are really dope.
Yeah.
You know?
Time will tell, we'll see. Like
and the ends provided that variety that's missing.
I'm just saying, in terms of my preference, I do still like the variety option, innit? So, but at the same time, if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, you want to go and see the guys that you've been on your playlist the last 12 months, innit? So that's the only thing. And is A$AP Rocky in this one? I know he always seems to get a slot.
He was always able to get a headline slot, but he's not. Obviously, there's Future on one day, Skepta on the other day, and Migos on the final day. So I don't see A$AP Rocky. You got Future on Friday, headlining D Block Europe, Digga D, Gunna, Ivorian Doll, Lil Baby, Uzi Vert, Millions, Mo Stack, SL, Tiffany Calvin and Friends, Unknown T, Young T and Bugsy, just to name a few. If you've ever been to a festival, you know that 10 artists aren't going to cover the whole day. There's much more in it. So there's still a lot more to come out. So we're having all these knee-jerk opinions and reactions, but we don't know the actual rollout. But this is just where I can see it.
Yeah, no, like I said, two things can be true. This isn't a new fight though in regards to the women. They've been issues where and artists themselves have come out and said that like, yo, this just the numbers are mad. Like if you have like 40 plus male artists and you've got 3 or 4 women, we'll account for the ones that been approached and turned down as well. But like I feel the numbers are off. But we have to wait and see in it.
Yeah,
like
I want to see a lot more singers on there.
Who gets added as well in it?
But
what singers would you like to see, US or UK?
Good ones.
Yeah, I mean both on either spectrum, but at the same time,
You like to see Bella at Wireless? Too soon, or do you think it would work with what you're saying? What they're trying to do, would that work?
Yeah, I definitely think that there's a space for a stage.
Or like a single stage. I call it sound stupid, but like
just a stage where that they can actually fill up and occupy.
Yeah, because
there's a possibility. Like we saw rappers in the same stage as singers. I was in a Pepsi Max tent. I saw PND right after I saw Krypton Conan. So it's definitely possible, but it's just I don't know the direction that they're trying to go.
Definitely been a while. I've seen a Frank Ocean and like. Bro, we just all stood there mesmerizing that. Don't it just minimal production, just the mic.
But that's like Frank Ocean at the height of stardom.
Of course,
so he's seen as a pop star more so than any other genre, because what he's doing is popular. He's dominating the charts. He's winning all the awards.
Getting the features with the big artists.
You know, getting all the features. So he's at the top. So it's a no-brainer.
But there was always space though. Like even on movies, there was always space for the guys that maybe had the classics from back in the day, or the newer guys. They didn't always get it right, but you did get a few where like, okay, someone's, you know, doing something.
Me personally, I've outgrown Wireless.
Yeah.
So I'm looking elsewhere. I would much rather prefer the lineup at Park Life, because that's where the variety's at.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. And maybe, you know, maybe some of the artists that we've referenced, or just women in general that have not been added, maybe they're gonna go there. Maybe time will tell. We'll see, because we don't know. Do those festivals do late admissions and like rejig their lineup near the time and stuff?
Only if an artist is cancelled, dropped out. You know, because their thing is already booked up. The lineup has already been revealed. The tickets have already been sold.
Yeah.
So, and it's sold out.
Yeah. I went to go and look at Lady Leisha's Spotify, and that Queen's Speech 4. Yeah. And then you got Where Are You Now featuring Wiley. Yeah, I don't know if all of this would necessarily work. We'll see. But then Steph London, she's still got joints she could play.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happened there. That could be either a non-approach or a turn down.
Yeah, that could be a turn down.
Because perception as well, like sometimes some people don't necessarily want to. If you're not in your hottest space, do you want to go and do it and be early?
She had a good song over the past 12 months.
12 months?
What's with Idris and Wiley in that one bugging?
No,
Let You Go, the Afrobeats thing.
Yeah, the Afrobeats thing.
That was
I thought that
no,
was
just the last 12 months is a bit. You know
yeah, no, the Afrobeats thing was in the last 3 months. Yeah. No, so that would be a good win to. Yeah. So I thought that she's back in pocket.
But you know, it's like 4 or 5 songs that, you know, people will know, I guess.
Yeah.
That audience. But
what are Migos?
Migos, oh bro, it's a turn up, man.
I had one young boy in the studio today, and he saw Migos. He's like, "Right, what is this? 2015?" Literally his words, bro. And I was like, "I thought you niggas like that shit."
Yeah, but regardless, it's a big name. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
People will just be like, people are invested into the Migos, like, you know, and it might come at perfect timing for them, because Culture Free is around the corner.
Do you reckon that's going to come out in time for Wireless?
I think that they're aiming for a summer release, and Wireless is in September.
Okay, yeah. A lot of artists have been holding music back through the whole lockdown period, so if you've got shows lined up towards the back end, because I know a lot of people's stuff's been moved September onwards, you are probably right. Summer will be the perfect time. You've now got new music to play as well.
Quavo's been releasing clips of them in the studio, in a booth, actually making songs and like their process and stuff. So they're kind of like adding stuff pre-rollout.
Yeah. No, it'd be interesting to see, man. But yeah, I'm honest. I don't know how you feel, but yeah, I feel like man's like that place where definitely outgrown Wireless.
I've never even been.
Yeah. Swear down.
Nah. Yeah. I was never on it. What?
Yeah. Because even like when I went to my personal favorite best Wireless of all time, was at Olympic Park, and it was so hot. But when Miguel was on at like 4 p.m.
Yeah, you want to hear that's fucking, what year was that?
2012, 2013.
That was Adorn times, innit?
I've not been 2013, 2014.
What's that?
Adorn, his song.
Adorn, 2012 I think that came out.
Okay.
I
want to hear that song in the sun.
After the year after.
Yeah.
Ronnie was dressed
Park.
in
he was wearing leather pants,
leather jacket.
Is that before he gave that chick the Bronco Buster?
Yeah, it was before. So it was like, you know when like London hits like 32 degrees.
Yeah,
it's like
it's unbearable.
Crazy,
yeah,
innit?
It's too much. Yeah.
Donnie's still on a leather thing. It's fine, but I wasn't really trying to like. It was nice to hear in the background, but I wasn't trying to hear that at that time. But that's just me, innit?
And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And it was beating off like the sun was beating off. So I'm like, let me go see 2 Chainz at Pepsi Max.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd enjoy it, fam. Just vibe, innit?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it wasn't just background thing. I mean, like, was you like standing there conversating whilst he was playing his music and that?
Yeah, man, I was about, you know, mingling and that.
Or networking and that. Spreading that good gospel and that.
Yeah. That's what I was doing, man. With Dawn, like, obviously I stood
With
around
Dawn playing in the background. What
do you know what?
what a legend.
And I love Miguel. I love R&B. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, I'd usually be around, innit? But, yeah, I think Wireless started to drift away from, like, a lot of these artists that have bands and, you know, that want to stand there and sing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, as the more we'll go up shortly, the more you kind of hone on this point, I do hear you. I'm hearing you louder and clearer as well. Because, like, I would love to still be able to go there if I was on it and see, like, Ari Lennox, SZA. But if, like, it'd have to be all of those people. Because if you have one or two, like I said, it doesn't sit well with. Like, imagine like
Lovebox. That's Lovebox to a T.
What you're saying, and like let's say SZA, she's back now. Album's coming soon. Hopefully it drops, whatever. But you've got the whole drill lineup, and she's on beforehand. I would hate someone like that to perform and like people kind of be disinterested and like, because I think she's cold.
Yeah,
you know, so it has to be no matter how good the artists, how big they are, it's still got to be in the right setting.
That's the Lovebox crowd. Have you been Lovebox?
Yeah, I've been Lovebox. Drake. Remember? Did you see Drake? He was at was it the Flog? What was the festival with like all Tyler the Creator, like that crowd? He was in the wrong setting. They booed him.
Got booed.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, to hone on and like support your point. If you have an artist in the wrong in a wrong type of environment, it might not go well. You know. Nah, and that's one of the biggest artists.
I just want us to stop.
He left the stage.
I just want us to stop looking towards
for banter, bruv.
Nah, it wasn't just for banter. It was a combination.
They like his music, bruv.
Nah, Donnie himself come out and said
but
like,
that's
it
true.
was going left.
That can be true. You can like Drake's music, but not in this festival.
Yeah.
Especially the Drake of today. It doesn't align with that kind of music that they may want to listen to.
It was the alternative crowd. Not on it.
Because at festivals, you've got the niche fans that are there for the artist, but then you also have passive fans or passive listeners.
No, I think today people just don't respect the stars no more.
And the thing is that no, because
Man,
I think
never
that
booed Prince or Michael Jackson ever.
And I think,
but they're unbooable.
And I think,
you think until they get in front of the
Michael Jackson.
No, you can't be, bro. I think that
like, theory. I thought you get me.
But Drake is perfectly. He's got his catalog is so extensive, that he's perfectly capable of having a set that applies to that crowd. Do you know what I'm saying?
They boo him because of the set.
But it could have been like, this is not the kind of Drake that they wanted to hear.
I'll be fair, it was a combination of things. So like I said, it could just be the booing for banner. It could have been
100%.
Not respecting the stars. Also, I do remember as well, I was sitting there thinking, that was the Frank Ocean never done that festival. So there was murmurings that Frank was going to come in it. So like, I think people are there like, we want to see Frank Ocean. Why is this guy on stage, innit?
Man, this guy Drake, you know.
Yeah. It's what it is though.
It's not.
No matter how we herald some people, some other people don't look at them like that.
No, I'm just like,
because you said
he's the biggest artist on the planet, bro.
This guy Drake.
That's not my opinion.
Yeah,
he's the biggest artist on the planet, bro.
But as big as he's, the people that are allowed to be disinterested and like not rate it how we rate it.
Yeah, I just think that he didn't bring the Drake that they may have.
That's rude,
for that.
bro.
That's fair. That's fair. It is what it is, man. But yeah, you smoked the segment still.
Round of applause.
Don't give him a condescending clap.
You know, crazy.
Do you want it to walk out, bro? We walk out with the laptop.
What's next on the
docket? So it was last week we as we were recording, we got the verdict with regards to George Floyd, Derek Chauvin, obviously.
Yeah, last episode. Shouts to Chris Capo.
Yeah, shouts out Chris Capo. Yeah, shouts out Chris Capo.
It was 420. We definitely smoked on that Derek Chauvin pack.
You
know,
good pack. Mid. I've had better highs.
That's dissing, man. So
as the verdict came, obviously fucking forever. Where was you gonna go with this?
No, it was just so. I know we had a little bit of a conversation, and I was I don't know if you spoke about it last week, and it's just to kind of push on to the whole Makia Bryant as well.
Right.
The young girl that got shot. In the moment, and obviously we were like, yo, this is not, if not like, I don't know if I'm using the right word, dope, that obviously we got the conviction. We know that he's gonna go jail in it, and he's been found guilty. But when I then was all throughout the week, obviously when the pod come out, and I'm just like reading into the case, and I'm thinking, did we, in inverted commas, get a win because he's actually guilty and they believe him to be guilty, or is it the backhander where it's like we can't afford for there to be another riot in the streets because you've seen what's happened when they had like all that stuff's happening in America, and
I think it's a mix of both, bruv.
Yeah, so that's where my head was just at, innit? And then I started thinking, why do I even care? If like, am I having these? Is this a weird thought to have?
What I don't think it's a weird thought to have. I think we're digesting so much.
Yeah.
What looks like crazy ideas, but some of these things are actually happening. Like why? Because even the actual case that is of a man being murdered when he's actually helpless by officers who are supposed to protect and serve. Yeah. It's not crazy that your mind goes to a place like that because you're already dealing with something that's crazy. It's just that we're now normalizing these crazy events. Yeah. So the afterthoughts of, am I thinking too much? Is like we really should be thinking a lot, because I think it's the lack of thought that had so many people blind to the fact that these things do happen. Do you get me? So I don't think it's strange that your mind goes to a place like that, and I don't think that it should be looked at weird. That
because even at the time, like I was, when obviously because Misha was hearing it, so she'd sent it, and it was just like to obviously add before we leave, innit? Yeah. I remember sitting there thinking, a little bit of relief, like, okay, cool, yeah, he's gonna be guilty, because even though we all saw the 9-minute long video and it started the whole BLM conversation, we had the march and the protest over here, a little bit was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he got off. It wouldn't shock me if they found a way to let him walk. Because
I feel, when I'm gonna say we, and I think you know what I'm saying by we, it's a thing where we're used to losing. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why you might even question a win. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know when someone's so paranoid where, but have I really won? But is everything really cool though? Because so much things happen, which is what I'm saying. It's not weird, bro. Man's dealing with, these are traumatizing things. Even we're all aware of the events that happen, but everyone has seen, watched, and even is aware about it has been traumatized to one degree or another. Yeah. Do you get me? Because that shouldn't be everyday occurrences.
For some people, that was the final straw. They don't want to see, even though like we understand why it's important to share those videos. Some people, I know a lot of people I saw on like my feed and person I spoke to, that was like the line in the sand for them. They don't want to see any Black Death on there. Don't forward me nothing on WhatsApp. Don't retweet nothing on my timeline. They're not on it because for whatever reason that was just the one for them.
Yeah, no, it's hard, bro. Like what we've come to do, and especially I think we're at a good age to deal with it, as in our generation. Okay. Because we understand the degree of separation from online being there to not being there. Whereas there's a generation that takes everything like this for normal. So I could understand wanting to be away from, especially a man that's not heavily in social media. Yeah. I can understand someone not wanting to see things, especially if it's being constantly thrown in their face, because you can notice an effect it could be having on you, which is scary. What the scary thing is, the generation that is removed from being able to see that this is having effects on you.
It's just their everyday reality.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So just thinking, oh, this is normal. But it's like, nah, you're now absorbed into your phone. You're now digesting murder, which you might not realize is taking a toll on you because you're just 13 years old. So you think this is just how life goes. Yeah. But then you may remember being 13 and not having to see that. And it's not saying to be ignorant towards it, because that's not the helpful part, but the adverse effect of this information. Yeah. Do you get me? Because we're all seeing it, having a discussion about it. But then how is it each individual dealing with it? Yeah. Do you get me? That's not what really is really being touched on, because obviously not in that moment in time, we're not the priority. It's the victim, the victim's family. Yeah. But the remnants of all these things sit with every single person that see it, and has to. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, it was a lot, because even then I was seeing like there was the video. I don't know, like obviously I can't speak on the family and the decision, but there was a video of the family reacting to the verdict. Almost like a draft. It sounds mad saying, like, you know when someone gets drafted to the NBA, like the family's in the living room and you get, oh, they're going to the Minnesota. They were obviously in hysterics and that, and like they got the verdict, but it's like why am I seeing this, bruv? Like, why is this online, innit? Like I said, I can't speak to the family's decisions, innit? That's on them, innit? But it's like, it just, everything about that felt weird. And then that happened, and I was sitting there thinking, did I express myself how I really wanted to when we had that conversation? And then that whole feeling of, like you saying about, is a win a win? Boom. You then get another video literally on the same day.
Yeah.
The same day. Makia Bryant, 15, 16, these people had come to her house. She called the police and said that these people have come to attack me.
With knives,
innit? And she went to go and get a knife to protect herself. And now we get the body cam footage of the police officer coming out of the vehicle. And I've got to be all the way truth and fair.
Before you do, for your listeners that may find whatever you're about to say sensitive.
Trigger warning. Yeah. Trigger warning. She comes out, you see her approach someone, someone hits the floor, and then she goes to looks like she's about to stab a girl, and that's when the police officer just boom, 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 4 shots. And I'm like, we just had this thing with my man, and it's almost like, I was like, bro, are they playing a game with man? It's like, is it just to keep man in check? I don't know. I made my mind to moving mad. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm not saying like just because Derek Chauvin got found guilty, police deaths are gonna stop. Like, obviously not. But it's like, bro, can man catch a break, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what? And apologies if I like go off with this. Yeah.
Go on.
When you asked earlier, you know, how's everyone doing?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm all right, but then I think about it and I'm like, from the last time that we were here and we broke the news that, or that we had heard that the news had broken of the fact that the verdict is he's been found guilty. Yeah. So with what the case caused and what it done for society globally, it's a huge triumph. There's justice somewhere.
Yeah.
Although that we haven't received the sentencing yet, we don't know. But there's still that element of victory there that was like, all right, cool. I'm happy that there's that win there. But from that moment on forward, for the rest of the week, it was like a catalyst of a series of tragic events for me. You know, I just kept hearing tragic events in the news. R.I.Ps everywhere. Bringing it over here. Friday I'm in the barbers, I'm seeing like, you know, I'm hearing this 14-year-old kid has been stabbed over a scooter. And I'm like, these are babies, 14. My youngest brother ain't even there yet. I couldn't even imagine that. Over a scooter. Like, where's the value of life? Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, rah, like, so we get that, and then we get the shooting like simultaneously, almost at this, like, bro, like it's just like as soon as we hear that, and then on Friday I hear that. A few days later, you know, Azalea Kane, the little baby, you know, who was diagnosed with leukemia. We hear that she passes away, and I'm like, at 8 months.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
You know, I couldn't imagine like what their parents must feel, let alone everyone else, because that story touched millions of people. You know, they raised like, you know, over £1 million for her to receive like specialist treatment in Singapore, but unfortunately she became too ill to be treated. And to like see that and just think about like, you know, how like it's been a great fight that she fought as a young baby, like an 8-month-old baby. You must know you've got a young baby in your presence right now. You know that as well. You know how small they are, and they can't do much, but they have to deal with that. And you've got the parents like who are feeling helpless because there's nothing that they can do but just rely on what the doctors are telling them. It's tragic. A couple of days later, I hear of the this young hero who goes and, you know, saves this woman from falling in the Thames and him resulting in losing his life. I'm just like, what is going on? What is going on? And, you know, like, I think we should say his name.
Yeah,
Folajimi. You know, he sadly lost his life on the weekend. Like, I don't even know if I should share like my true emotions over this story, because I'm like, damn, like how heroic must you be to even think of getting into the water that late at night where there's limited visibility of where she even may be, let alone your surroundings in that water, you know, like where it's not a small pond, it's a big vast river.
Yeah, his friend was on Good Morning Britain this morning, just kind of sharing. I think he's kind of speaking on behalf of the family, innit? Like, he was a good friend. I think they worked together. I don't know if he was even there in the moment. I might be wrong. And he just, everyone keeps saying the same thing. He was just like, he's a hero. Someone I like.
He is a hero.
Everyone spoke very highly of him, but like, I know what Vans was when he said about not wanting to really share your true emotions.
Yeah, and I want to be selfish and think about how I felt when I heard that, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's done an amazing thing, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Because I'm speaking like of a person that I have a lot of young people in my life who I would share my advice down to, innit, or with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you see danger, call 999. I would want you to help, but that's way out of your depth. Regardless of how heroic it may be, these are just my raw emotions, so forgive me if I'm being a little bit insensitive at the moment. Speak
from your heart, because
I'm
I feel
just
like a lot of us, when you hear things like that, because it's caused, I'm gonna go back to what you're saying, it's caused this kind of conversation online of like, so where's the lady that he saved, innit? Like, did the Coast Guards come in time? Like, did they look for him? It's like, because we don't have a lot of information,
I don't want to,
it comes across insensitive. We start saying how we truly feel in our gut, and I'm not mad at it, because all we've got is that Donnie jumped in to save someone. He's no longer here. What happened? Why did the lady jump in? What was her mental state? Where's she at? Like, not saying she got to come out and speak. We start asking these questions because
but hear me
we
out.
don't have anything. We don't know what happened.
But hear me out, Fols. Yeah, when I say this, is that I'm not even thinking about the lady at this point, because in my head, or what I've heard of the various reports, is that this is a woman that was attempting to take her own life.
Yeah.
Right? So right now, I'm not even like focusing on trying to see what she is saying, because I know when she is ready, she's still trying to process everything, and the guilt that she must be feeling on top of the fact that she wanted to take her own life is still there in her mind. So I wouldn't want the microscope to be on her at this present moment.
Yeah,
it's more so on how negligent the police were when they stopped their search in finding him.
They said they stopped with under an hour, if I'm right.
Within under an hour.
There's been conflicting, because it is, when you don't have a lot of information, you're going off what you see online, and I want to be accurate. We've always tried to have this conversation podcast, especially when there's anything sensitive in it.
Yeah.
Like when you're having our cultural banter, our music conversation, we can do what you want to do, but stuff like this, I want to be accurate. But I've seen that, but I don't know how true that is, innit? But it just hurts. And I think obviously because it's a young black boy, we're more sensitive about it, innit?
Yeah.
And because of how my man's gone out, because how many people can say they would attempt to do that? I'm with Vans. I would, the advice I'd give to my loved ones is call for help. There's nothing wrong in that. Like, if you do decide to jump in and you take that risk, you're a better person than me, innit? You know? So that's where my mind goes. I'm like, right, that the kind of mindset and person you'd be to see that and just dive straight in there.
Yeah.
Because even accomplishments, that's a lot of water, bro.
It's and with that, it's a testament to the type of person that Donnie was.
Yeah.
Because not everyone will do that.
Yeah.
I watched a clip of a man's car on fire in a Blackwall tunnel. And obviously he leaves the car, but he's just there next to the car in the tunnel. And everyone knows how polluted that tunnel is. So if he was to walk out, he probably wouldn't have made it because of like all the fumes, how crazy it is in there. there's a guy that's driving and he's got the camera on, and there's loads of people that's passing this Donny that's not even offering him a lift out until they get to the end of the tunnel. He's like, get in, mate, because a lot of people just mind their own business.
Yeah, we do for self a lot of the time.
So when someone is in there, like, and you know, I've seen a lot of people blaming, like, they want to question this lady that fell in the water. Oh, well, if she committed suicide, then how is she calling for help?
That's stupid.
It's stupid, bro.
Yeah, we don't focus on that kind of response. Yeah.
No, but I think we should,
because even though you have attempted this, you don't know the danger that you're in whilst you're in it, and especially when it's not something that you would instantly die from. You
Also,
jump in the water, you don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Of course, your innate reaction is to call for help.
The person's not of sound mind in that time. But I'm not gonna, like you said earlier, what you said is key. Have too much of a microscope on that person in that moment. Like, that's not where my focus. Even though, like, you are right. We should definitely highlight people when they say dumb stuff. But like, if someone tries to commit suicide, so because she tried to commit suicide, and let's say she could now potentially still be alive, she shouldn't call for help in the water.
Because you know, it's
call for help. Like,
you know, I don't like that stuff because people will say that. But see, if that was their mum, they wouldn't have the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I think about it.
So what I try to have in this, like, and I try to handle what I'm saying with delicacy and with the utmost empathy, because this is a crazy situation to be in. This is the type of situations that you only see in a movie.
Yeah.
Where someone jumps in the water and a random person that's passing by jumps in to try and save you. Me personally, I'm not qualified to do that, so I won't.
Yeah.
Right? But we should definitely honor Jimmy's name in this.
Yeah, the GoFundMe's been set up, and from what I'm seeing, that one I've been able to do a little bit of research. It looks legit. Yeah. Family have authorized from what I've seen, so I hope, fingers crossed, it is. I know.
And another thing, like, watching, you know, his friend retell the story of what happened that night.
Yeah.
And then them going and speaking to his family. It just, although my heart was broken watching it, I'm just looking at the frustration amongst the grief of his family. Yes, he's no longer here, but I know that there's going to be those looming questions. Why did he go and do that?
Of course, death brings that though. Like, that's just,
I want him back.
That's raw human emotion, man. I think we shouldn't run from that. Like, it's not on necessarily the same level, but I will always use the example when we speaking after the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. And then people started talking about, how people making jokes when he's ill. We have that in a see you next Tuesday and us at times. We're human beings. You got to feel all your feels, good, bad and ugly, in it. And that can sometimes, not saying people use that as a crutch, just to be a wanker and like, but that's just how we are, in it. You're going to ask, and when someone goes, like, let's say even for the lady that jumped in, if she passed away, her family are going to have the same questions, like, why, what could we have done to help? How, I didn't know she was feeling this bad. Like, death creates those questions, innit? Especially with something like, so like a suicide or something like that's out of your control, like this, where you've gone to do something good, but in the process you've lost your life. Yeah, I can imagine the family's going, why did he jump in there? You know, like, what was the reason? You know, even though we're sitting here and we're giving this person their props, because and I like the fact that everyone's using the same word, hero, because it's a heroic act.
It is.
The average man ain't doing that. And
the average man ain't doing that, let alone someone who's just starting
it would have
in
to be
life.
A loved one in there.
He's 20 years old, bro.
Yeah.
20 years old. And fuck all these publications that are putting quotation marks in the term hero. He is a hero.
They're putting quotation marks?
Yeah, bro. BBC being one of them.
Damn, I didn't see that.
You know.
I don't know why they do that. That made no sense.
So yeah, R.I.P. to Jimmy, Folajimi, Olubunmi-Adewole. Sorry if I butchered it, but
no, you good.
You know, so you know, we must say his name. He's not the man that jumped in the river. Address him by his name, innit?
Yeah, definitely. But listen, I'm happy to express how you felt, because even when I was just talking and we're vibing, we're chatting. When that thing then happened, and that also weighed heavy on my heart because he just felt like a lot was out there, just constant F. And then I'm sat there looking at the Makia Bryant video, and then reading and watching videos of people's reactions to it, and that, and like just seeing how divided we are as a people with regards to our response, because it's another death at the hands of the police. But this one, for some people, there's a bit of a grey area, because you do see, and I know in the video she does have a knife, and she is at a point an aggressor, you know. And I think we've highlighted like how would you feel if your family or XYZ for certain examples. The thing that kept on coming out for some people was that, how would you feel if you were the family member of the girl on the other end who potentially could have been stabbed and does die, whatever, and police wasn't on hand and didn't do their job? Because there is that thing with police where they are allowed to use lethal force to save someone else's life, innit? You know. But my thing when I sat there, I'm like, why is it any time people that look like me, Haich, Vans, Chrissy, have interactions with the police, it's always the most final, violent, fatal interaction? What happened to a little leggy or a taser? You know what I'm saying? You know, and maybe it's above my pay grade and understanding. I don't know the pressures of the job, policing, but these people did come to her house. You know, she has every right, in my opinion, to defend herself. But why is it I've called the police and now I'm dead?
I'm sorry.
Our lasting memory for you is that video, you know.
And you know what? When you say like, you know, you don't know if like it's above your pay grade or, you know, above your understanding on the pressures of that role. I'm sorry, this is what you go training for.
Yeah.
And you can't always feel like your life is at threat when you're dealing with black people.
No, but in this instance, even though I'm with you, this is not one of them occasions where his life is at threat, because it was in the moment. If you watch the video, she's not in an aggressive nature towards him at all. His stance will be is that I was acting my role to defend another civilian. So it wasn't one of those instances where, like, you know, like, oh, I felt he was reaching for a gun, or because it was that with the young guy in the school
where they mistook the taser and that.
There was a taser one. There was one where he was dating a white girl. The mum called the police. He was at school. They came to school. It's in the school toilet. The police officer shoots himself. The other officer's hair, a shot go off, and they shoot him like multiple times, isn't it?
Okay, so if that isn't the case in this one, my bad. But this is the continuous rhetoric that they keep coming up with.
Of course,
whenever these unfortunate events occur, and it's always at the hands of black people.
No, I'm with you. I
don't know.
That's where my misgiving is, because my thing is, with this example, if I can watch 50 other videos of all other ethnicities, races, whatever, color, creed, black, yellow, blue, and have the same exact interaction and outcome, it's still human life. I could still have my misgivings and going, oh, you could have done differently, you could use a taser. But at least I know it's happening across the board, innit? But it just feels like anytime we have interaction with the police, everybody seems to be shook. It's always death.
Oh, I felt like my life was in danger.
And then the thing that even like irks me more is, so I'm sure if I'm right, so the family of George Floyd are going to get a payout, innit? That's not another win. It's an L, because the taxpayer pays for that. Because my thing is, people before me who have said more eloquent things, who fought for our people, have done great things. We're still fighting this fight. I kind of feel like maybe man should start attacking the money. That might be the leveler, you know, because when the looting, they'll say, the rioting, even though, like, you know, people had every right to be in the street, when businesses started being under threat, people started to respond a little bit different. And you started getting all those tweets from companies. Everybody started realizing, hold on, I got to fall in line here or offer something to the blacks and to appease them. Maybe it should be a system where each state, whatever, if there's a death at the hands of the police,